found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitches burning out. Lightning in a bottle. I think I just found my perfect sound. Can you see the fire in my eyes? Bitches burning out.
Yo. We're not doing that. What am I doing? This is first choice fantasy. What are we
Apparently
doing?
we're still
Speaking
doing.
We're
We're
not
talking
sure
about
what we're
rookies.
doing.
We're gonna
Doing
argue
rookies.
about Rashod Bateman, I think,
Nah.
or
not
Rondale,
that
or something
important.
like that.
Bah.
running back from the Cardinals, maybe? We might be arguing about that, man.
Oh, is there a running back from the Cardinals? There ain't.
There is, but there ain't.
There is,
But,
but they ain't.
All right, so pretty much what we're doing today is going quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end, specifically, and doing the rankings in those positions for the rookies. And, we got new news today. Today, Travis Etienne shattered his foot.
It's not good.
Rashod Bateman's been out for however long. Jamar Chase is dropping balls and doing other things. Who else is out there? Elijah Moore's coming back. That's good. Rondale Moore's being a running back, supposedly, according to Brandon. Pat Freiermuth is catching tutties left and right.
No, he's not. Not gonna do
Kyle
shit.
Pitts is just not playing.
That's
So
up to par.
Let's start with tight ends because that doesn't matter.
Yeah, let's do that.
Let's do that.
Actually,
Let's get out of the
that's
way.
a solid idea.
Let's start with tight ends.
Boilerplate,
right.
Kyle
Kyle
Pitts, Pat.
As you
Yeah,
can
so
see
Kyle Pitts is number one.
by my number 3 spot, I'm not very confident about this rookie class
No
outside
way.
of first couple. I mean, I like Granson and Harris speculative ads, but if you're expecting production from them this season, you're probably looking in the wrong spot.
Same with Pat, though, for being honest.
I was just about to say, if you're expecting production from Pat this season, you're probably looking at the wrong spot. Really, I think the production that you're expecting from Pitts this season is also probably misplaced.
Yeah, I think he's
That's not to
fourth
say that
on
he's
the list.
not a freaking monster, and like you should definitely grab him. But honestly, I don't know if you should pay the price for him. Although that's easier in a rookie draft. If you're doing a startup, he's probably not worth drafting. Maybe
Yeah,
he
probably
is.
not.
Maybe he is. Maybe he'll just fucking blow up like the second season. Then he
Supposedly, the beat reporters that are saying these things that they do make sense, things that they're saying, but they're saying that he's pretty much being used as a wide receiver.
that
No
what I
inline
like to hear.
blocking.
seems
That
about
is-
right.
It's a good
I
thing for fans.
feel like
That's
purposes if
probably
it's
better
a
for
tight
this
end.
season.
what it'll take to make him like a wide receiver for.
Just don't take
I think
him
he could.
like if just whatever we're doing, leave him at the freaking tight end position. I swear to God, if Sleeper
Oh,
changes him to a
yeah.
receiver, I will quit.
That's
I will
broken.
walk
Don't
off
do
of this
that.
planet.
Yeah. That would just be unfair. That's like
I walk
moving Darren
right
Waller,
off this flat earth.
Yeah.
I
Not one of his
honestly
idiots.
think, other than Kyle Pitts, the dude who I truly deep down believe will
Kyle
have,
Granson.
yes, a
Kylen
chance of.
Granson.
I think Kyle Granson
We know this. Brandon.
can
Kyle.
make an impact.
Brandon's caught him. Kyle, I got
I
him.
said Kylan.
You said Kyle
I added an in Kylan.
in post.
My
Brandon-
dear friend
Brandon,
Kylan and I
no offense,
have
but we know
discussed this
this.
over the weekend, and he believes that he's got the most upside.
We know this.
Upside.
Yes. I'm just making sure everyone knows.
All right.
There's
Just
just a
go to
lot of
quarterbacks.
targets to go around in Pittsburgh, and the dudes behind Granson, in my opinion.
I think he meant Indianapolis.
Yeah, Indianapolis, he's going to get opportunity. And I think if he steps out on that field one time,
I'm
giving
sure
it
he'll
one
get out there at
time,
least once.
So the
One
one snap
time.
he's going to take over. Is
he's
that what you're
going to
saying?
take over the team.
He's going to score so many points in that
Yeah.
one snap that
He's going to snap the
Frank
ball
Reich
to
is
himself,
immediate-
and he's going to
yes.
throw the ball to himself for an 80-yard touchdown, where he then
Meanwhile,
kicks the ball off after that.
everyone's being blocked
Yeah.
too by him.
Yeah, he's
blocking
everywhere.
everyone.
He is
Yeah.
everywhere. Kylen Granson is God.
All right.
Thank you. I'm glad
Now-
we finally agree on something.
Thank
All right,
you.
now what position do we go
Let's go to
to?
quarterback.
Let's keep
That's
the
natural
boringness
progression
escalating.
of things.
And my question is this ranking because you think the two players are better or because you're worried about Jacksonville?
Okay. So I have Fields at 1, I believe, and then Lance at 2 and
Yeah.
T-Law at 3. I
Yeah.
think I may have had that actually thinking back to which, whenever I posted the rankings initially that I had back in June or whatever it was on firstchoicepodcast.com. Check it out, by the way. I had Fields at 1. I had T-Law at 2, and then I had Lance at 3. For fantasy purposes, I just think Lance. I like Lance a lot. Justin Fields is, I think, the best of the 3, and then also in the Jacksonville situation that he is in, Urban Meyer's a headache. Losing Travis Etienne's a big thing, and then offensive line just caving in on you every single snap. And this is just preseason, so obviously things might change for the better or for the worse. But I don't know.
I still think Lawrence is the best quarterback, hence me leaving him 1. But the thing is, like, I pretty much stayed the same with Lance, Fields, Wilson, but like I think all 3 of those guys have a shot. I mean, I liked what I saw from Wilson.
Oh, you're saying Wilson has a shot to be 1, or what are you saying about the 3?
No, yeah, I'm saying all 3 of them behind Lawrence have a shot to be that guy.
Oh,
I
yeah,
left
same.
Lawrence at 1 because I think he has the best like quarterbacking traits, but
Just
I feel
out
like
of the
all
gate,
4
the
of these
best so
guys
far.
have displayed that like they can run. I mean,
Yeah.
they're all mobile, so that can always be very helpful. And like,
I think all 5 of these quarterbacks are pretty good. I mean,
That's
fantasy
what I was
purposes,
gonna
though,
say.
obviously Mac Jones is going to be dead last.
I was gonna say, like, to me, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4, and they're all very tight, and then there's a gap, and then there's Mac Jones.
I still
don't
think
really
Mac
care.
Jones is going to be a relevant,
I think Mac Jones
like Derek
might be
Carr-esque.
solid. Yeah, that's what
But
I
I
was
mean,
gonna
he's
say.
not going to be like he's not
But
going to
how
be
many
top
years
notch
does
or
it
anything.
take him to be Derek Carr-esque?
2 years.
I would give him 2. Yeah,
Year or 2. I
that
believe
is
in
pretty
all
high
5 of these
expectations, though.
dudes. I think it's.
I think this is going to be a good.
I think it's solid.
It's going to be a great fantasy quarterback class. I don't know how many of these
Yeah.
guys are going to be like upper tier starters, but I think
I would give Lance and Fields the upper hand on that one.
Lawrence I think he is. I think if you list out quarterbacks now, he's already like top 20, and that might be conservative of me.
Damn.
Oh, he top 20 quarterbacks. Yeah,
Right? It's conservative
For
of me.
sure.
I do fear the situation, but maybe that offensive line's sucking ass. Just give it more chances to run away.
Yeah.
or
And
get sacked and fumble more often.
This is also an option. That's all I got.
Yeah.
Same.
And
right,
on
let's
we
go down the
go
line.
to running.
Let's go to running back. I like that we all went Najee Williams. That's
I like Williams a lot.
I feel like I'm lower on the bandwagon than others, but like I still see the obvious appeal. I mean, Najee is Najee.
Najee's gonna Najee.
I think he'll probably finish as an RB1 just because, like, dude's just not going to leave the field.
Yeah, I agree.
Facts, yeah.
Unless he gets hurt, he's probably a lock for like 20-plus touches a game. So that'll be pretty useful.
Yeah, sure. That's solid.
But I guess the 3 and 4 spots where we start to disagree.
Yeah, you're
that
really
seems a
high
little
on Michael
cracked
Carter,
out.
and you've
Cracked out? I'm
He's
just
not
lower.
cracked
Just
out.
kidding.
I'm
Not cracked
lower
out.
on
he's
Sermon
cracked out.
than you guys are. All right, to me, the Shanahan running back thing isn't real. It's just not. Like, you can go and look it up. I don't think it's real. So it's just a matter of, like, do I think that he's the one that's most likely to emerge from that as, like, the guy?
Why not?
And I think he has a lesser chance than Carter of stealing that heavier work or stealing the most touches. I don't hate Sermon as a
Why do
player.
you say that?
Why do I say that? Because Michael Carter's competing with a pile of slop.
Yeah.
And, like,
Sermon's got
Sermon's-
Goldman.
Yeah, you gotta stop right now.
Bro, I'm not
the
letting that
thing-
go.
the thing with Sermon
But
that I'll
yes,
give you is that, like,
Mostert.
Mostert and Debo, who are, like, their
Yeah.
2 starting running backs, are both going to be hurt by, like, week 5.
They're both already.
So, like, I could see
Hurt.
that. But
It's
I don't know.
It's not like something
I
we
don't think
hope
he'll be
for.
like the bell
Just
cow.
reality.
I feel like it's going to disappoint. I think he'll be more of a part-time guy, and I don't think he's just going to destroy. I think he'll be solid. But
I don't think you even have to be a bell cow in that offense to be relevant. I mean, Jeff Wilson, his games that
Say he
had,
wouldn't be relevant. I just said I'd take Carter's consistency.
well, to be good.
I think he'll be
Is
good.
because Carter even have consistency though?
Yeah, with being on
We
a
haven't
bad
seen that
team,
yet.
being on a bad.
Well,
team.
I don't. We haven't seen anything from either of them. I'm
Well,
projecting.
you've seen running backs
You've seen
be
the offense,
successful
though,
in
in-
49ers.
Okay, but like this is a Jets team that I think should be better,
Yeah,
and I
do
think that
they'll be
Carter
better.
should be the main running back by like pretty soon because those other guys are trash. And like he's not going to
Pretty
be
small too.
feature. What the fuck? You think I care about that?
You don't care about small running backs and their
I don't care if
ability
he's,
to
like,
last.
5'8".
I'm not talking about height. Tariq Cohen was pretty solid, but I'm talking about like thin wise.
No, I'm not worried about that. Besides, I like he's not going to be the bell cow. I'm not giving him 30 touches a game. I just expect him to get the most usage out of the four. And I think he could parlay that into a better season.
Listen, I think top 4. Well, I think the top 2, and then a tier break, and then you got Sermon and Carter, and then you got a tier break.
See, I think there's just been so much excitement for Sermon that it's kind of pissed me off a little bit. So now I'm just on the other side of the ledger, and I'm not coming around.
See,
Sticking
I
over
get
here.
that. I get that way sometimes, and then when it reverses, when it like
Because
it
it's
goes
the
the other
Shan-
way,
it's-
and then I'm
it's the
like, no, I
people
want
that
it on
were-
that side now.
it's everyone that was clamoring about like when Shanahan picks out his running back, but that's not a thing. So
Yeah.
that doesn't mean that he won't be good, but it doesn't mean that he will.
I think it's the top 2 and then a tier break, and then it's Sermon, Etienne, and then a tier break, and then Carter.
I would definitely not take Etienne and Carter right now, especially given that he's literally going to miss all the season.
So you wouldn't even trade in Dynasty Carter for Etienne?
No.
That's bold. I would in a heartbeat.
I would. Because I mean, Etienne scares me anyway. He just had a Liz friend.
Now
That's a
switch
scary
that.
word.
Play devil's advocate here, and like, what if your team was rebuilding? Would you do that trade?
I'd still take Carter. Also, because like Carter will be playing, so if he had some good games, I could potentially pawn him off for something more than I could for Etienne
Fair. That's fair.
with his broken foot. Also, just like I think Carter was the better college player than like not Etienne, but like Sermon. That's
I was
also
about to
influencing
say,
my.
shit.
I mean, I had Etienne as number 1 on my list when we did this before the draft. Like I think he's great, but the man just had a scary foot injury. And I'm
Yeah.
not into
I
that.
still think his range of outcomes is greater. His ceiling is greater than Carter's.
His
I just don't-
ceiling is greater than Carter. I just don't know how much likelier he is to hit it. Also, just in on my man Carter. Like, I think he's a good runner. He's a good passer. He's a good pass blocker, and that should see him receiving an NFL job.
Yeah.
You know,
Is that,
if he
is that
gets
the same
that,
with Kenny Gainwell?
I don't think Gainwell is as good as Carter. But like,
Wasn't he like
Yeah. all my man Carter has to do is
he
give
was
me
the
one of those
best pass
Devontae
catcher
Freeman
out of the
seasons.
whole class, wasn't
Practically.
he? Gainwell. And that was missing
I
a
would've gone-
season, not even like
Like
He also
just
I mean,
had
he
one
is a good
major
season.
personal issues. And like that made him fall in the draft. So I feel like people are kind of looking low on him. Lower
It's
than
also a relatively small sample size, just because I think it was just one season he had that it
Mhm.
was great.
how old is this man?
22,
21,
20.
probably 22.
21,
22.
22?
I believe. Are you talking about Gainwell?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
I
mean,
feel
he's
like there's still room to grow. 22.
he's. I mean, I put him higher than the other guy. To me, there's like there's a tier break after ETN, and then it's just basically just
Flyers.
who do you like better?
Yeah, I think it's Travis Etienne, Kenny Gainwell. I want to say Stevenson, but I don't know if Stevenson holds that value this year. I think he
Yeah,
can maybe prove it.
I have Chuba at 7 just because he's like probably the most valuable handcuff in the league.
Yeah.
That alone puts him ahead of Stevenson. I thought about putting him ahead of Gainwell.
I'm just the way I think about
But I think
Chuba
Gainwell
Hubbard
could get
and
some usage.
oh, damn it. What I think about Chuba Hubbard is that like yeah, he's a handcuff to McCaffrey, and I feel like people have this misconception where like they think just because this handcuff's backing up such a great player, they're just going to be great. Like Alexander Madison, he's been backing up Dalvin Cook for years, what 2-3 years, and
Like
like
2 years, but
what's his
Cook has
best
played both
game?
of those
What's his
years.
best game? And was his best game even when Dalvin Cook was out? I feel like
Well,
that's
I
something.
mean, but that's the
someone-
point of insurance, Brandon. You buy it and hope you don't need it.
I don't think.
If I have
Like-
Chuba,
I feel like history has shown that like the less like obvious ones hit. It's like D'Angelo Williams, D'Angelo, right when he was with the Steelers. I think Le'Veon Bell got hurt. No one was thinking, "Oh, I got this handcuff." Like, and he like blew up. I guess that goes for. I'm talking way too broad, but
I
like
mean, when do they take Hubbard? The fourth.
I
and
just
fifth?
feel like
think the fifth.
it's less common for like these dudes to be as valuable as what people hope. Is what I'm trying to say.
I also have it 7 on the list behind
I know.
Kenny Gainwell. So.
I know. I'm trying to make a lesser
Ramondre
interesting
Stevenson.
conversation interesting.
Well, you're boring it. That's for sure.
I think Chris Evans got a role.
Roll doing
Yeah.
what?
Seriously, because like
Catching the
Giovanni
ball.
Bernard's
That's
gone.
very bad for Joe Mixon.
Bernard's
I mean, Chris Evans
gone.
might have a roll one, but Mixon's
Joe
on IR.
Mixon seems to have had history of getting hurt. I think Chris Evans might have a solid backup role himself. And I think I would rather have Chris Evans than Chuba Hubbard as a handcuff.
I'd rather have Chuba, but I'm also a CMAC owner, so I got to protect my investments.
That's fair.
I just don't really care about a lot of these guys. This list gets boring very quickly.
Oh yeah. After I'd
Except
say
for-
Stevenson.
no, don't do that ever. Don't ever.
Kylen
You better
Hill.
never ever do
Oh
that.
my
Kylen,
god. Jared Dokes, dude.
Kylen Hill is
Jared
better
Dokes.
than Jared Dokes,
He is.
and
Probably. I don't know
He has a
anything
skill
about
set
him to be
that's-
honest.
translatable. I mean, he's looked kind of decent in preseason games, and he's had
He's
a few
going to be
big plays
the
here and
Aaron
there.
Jones replacement in 2 years.
That's high praise, and I like that. So yeah, let's just keep that as a fact.
In fact, book it.
Or the Rams can trade for him after Darrell Henderson breaks his second thumb, because this man just breaks thumbs left and right.
Little
And
hand
Kylen Hill
casts.
will actually be on a team that uses him, and you'll just see the beauty that is Kylen Hill.
What team is this?
The Rams.
Rams? Okay. I just want to
Or the Dolphins just give up on Gaskin like you should inside your fantasy football drafts. And maybe they just test out Kylen Hill and he takes him to the playoffs or something. You know, it just Kylen Hill's good. It is what it is. He was a 7th round pick. I don't really give a fuck. He's a third string running back on a team that has 2. You know, Aaron Jones is a great running back. I'll give him that. AJ Dillon has great quads. I'll give him that. Kylen Hill is a good running back, and he has a good skill set, especially fantasy football. And if he gets the opportunity, I would love to have him. So, yeah. And then the second guy that is on my list that I also think is pretty interesting, that Alex probably agree, is Khalil Herbert.
Yeah, I like him.
He shakes in despair because he doesn't think that a 6th round running back is going to have much of an impact or much value. But Dave Montgomery has gotten banged up in training camp, I believe, and he got hurt last training camp as well. So I mean, if the
I feel
possibility,
like there's too many people ahead of him right now. He's going to get Eno Benjamin.
Damian.
you think so?
Damian Williams. I think Damian Williams has a.
I think Williams has a
On
role
that
because I'm
team.
assuming Cohen is like,
Cohen's still banged up, yeah.
yeah, I mean, so that
Cohen scraps.
I think Williams. My thing with Williams as well is like Williams just had the year off, so like my man's got those fresh legs.
Yeah, he's probably ripped now.
Yeah.
That should
I
be
don't know
Got
if
that
he's
Chris
any good,
Carson
but
body now.
I would
feel like
bet
he's-
on Matt Nagy
like
to
he's-
make the decision to play him over Khalil Herbert.
I mean, that would probably happen
regardless
regardless of if
of
he's
output.
good or not. But
Yeah,
like, I
that's-
feel like
that's what I'm
Williams
saying.
would be solid. Williams was useful with the Chiefs.
Yeah.
I think everybody's useful to the Chiefs, man.
You know, useful in small doses. I just need him to catch a few passes, but
Fair.
I think
Useful in small doses. That's going to be Rondale Moore.
God damn it! All right, let's get to it. Wide
Hey.
receivers.
Well, he was basically a hybrid in my mind.
we got 3 number ones here. Like,
I'm telling you, I low-key think Rondale Moore is going to be good. Real good on this Cardinals team. If you haven't seen the last video, I kind of trashed Chase Edmonds, the player, not the person, the player. The player. Just want to make sure everyone knows that we're talking fantasy. But no, I think Rondale Moore will have I think he's going to be utilized hopefully in, innovative ways, but, can't really trust Cliff to do that. But I try and think of the players ahead of him. And like, you got AJ Green and Hopkins, you got, they're two, they can go up and get it. And then you got Rondale Moore, and I feel like he fits a specific role that they don't really have.
Edmonds role.
The Chase Edmonds role.
It's called
Literally
what
the
they
Chase
thought
Edmonds
they got. And
look at like half of
and
Chase
Drake.
Edmonds' snap last year.
And
They're
Drake.
split out wide.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow,
And now imagine Rondale Moore standing where he was standing. Or imagine Rondale standing where Christian Kirk was standing and Edmonds standing in the same spot.
Yes.
I feel like Rondale Moore's lower body would take up too much space. I don't know if he could stand in the exact spot because his thighs would probably be like this big when the space is this big. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying.
Well, yeah, Edmonds is a little boy.
Rondale Moore is a freak athlete.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Ed's still fuming inside.
But he
that
still
he's
should
higher
not be
than
above
Rashod.
Rashod Bateman. That's just the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life.
I like.
Really?
I'm gonna say this again.
Rashod Bateman.
Ed has him at 1.
You were
You're asking him,
advocating
really?
Sammy Watkins.
Advocating for Sam. I said real life. he's a
Okay,
good wide
real
receiver.
life, you're advocating for Watkins.
Well, I mean, you bring in Sammy
And
Watkins over Willie
Marquise
Snead.
Brown is just an all-star out there, looking fantastic all the time.
What are you talking about?
I thought one of you two said that Marquise.
Well,
Brown
I said he should be better this year if
great.
he's using the slot more.
Maybe.
I'm not drooling over the man, but I would drool over Rashod Bateman.
I just like that we have 3 different number 1s.
That's a good point.
I'm taking Smith over Chase because I think Smith is going to start quicker.
I don't think it's gonna matter.
I'm taking
I mean,
Bateman
I
over
think
both. of them.
I think they're both. I think they'll both be
I
good.
just think the Eagles' offense isn't going to be very good. And
The
that's
offense
what it
doesn't
came
need to
down
be
me.
good for Smith to catch passes. He's
I just try and
clearly their best
envision
weapon already.
my Philadelphia Eagles having a good wide receiver.
Bro, he's already the best pass catcher on the team. Like, get it, just accept it.
Well,
Is what
it doesn't
Get it.
take very much. So.
Quez Watkins would like to have a word.
Chris Watkins will not have a seat at this table. Been nice to my man Quez, but no, absolutely not.
So
See, to me, there's a tier break after the top 4: Smith, Chase, Moore, Bateman, and then another tier break after Terrace Marshall at 5.
I think Marshall is included in the top 4, and that does not include Elijah Moore. If we're talking fantasy football, that's what I'm talking.
Does include Elijah Moore.
I don't believe so.
Does include Elijah Moore. You just
I think
haven't
there's a
seen yet.
tier break.
It's nothing
top
against Elijah
3.
Moore. I still think he's good.
I think top 3.
Well, then why is
That's
Marshall
fair.
so far ahead of him?
What'd you say?
If you say Marshall's included in the tier break, but Elijah is, why is Marshall so far ahead of him?
Honestly, it was kind of a liquid tier break, so I probably would put Terrace
like-
and Elijah in the same tier, in the top 3 in their own tier.
They're only one
But I just
apart.
think Terrace has that upside to be like this is very stereotypical in a sense, but an alpha. You know what I mean?
I think Moore does too.
But why?
And Moore has more
Size-wise.
runway in front of him to do it.
I think talent wins out, and I would say DJ
Yeah, I guess.
Moore is probably not going to be there in the long run. I would say. I mean, I would see a possibility where he's gone after, actually probably during the year. I could see that happening. But obviously Elijah Moore's good, and he's working with Corey Davis as a competitor, and then Keelan Cole. So yeah, you're not wrong with that.
Say my issue, that's my issue, that Elijah this season is poised to be like potentially the 1 or 2 option at some point. Whereas Marshall is always going to like I can't see him becoming their wide receiver 1 this season, and they have McCaffrey.
Yeah, I don't think either of them are going to be their team's wide receiver 1 this year.
I think Moore could finish as like the dude leading the team there. It's not like for the whole season, but I think you could have one of those situations where at the end of the year he's clearly the guy, which I expect with Bateman as well.
Yeah, well, 100% with Bateman. I'm on that with you. There's no way he's not. And if he isn't, I mean, he's going to be hurt. Obviously, he's going to be hurt for the first couple of weeks. But I mean, he's going to be the guy at the end of the year.
That's another part of the reason why I have more of Bateman, because part of this is like these are dynasty valuations. That includes what's going on right now. That's my ETN lower.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong, because at the moment his value is not going to jump up. The only thing it could really do is go down until he comes back, and then once he does come back, he would get a chance to pop up. But I get what you're saying. I think I'm taking more of a long-term look on most things in Dynasty, given the fact that I'm not competing in most of my Dynasty leagues. So
I just, regardless how you split, I think there's a gap between the top 5 receivers and everyone else. And Jalen Waddle is not included in that list.
is Rondale Moore?
No. Smith, Chase, Moore, Bateman, Marshall, Gap.
And then Rondale Moore, and then Gap, Waddle, or Wanda Moore, Waddle together.
I'm throwing the rest of them in the bin as like speculative. Honestly, I thought about putting Waddle even lower, but part of that is also like perceived value. I think there is a situation out there where like Amon-Ra, Josh Palmer, and like 2 of those other guys end up better than Waddle. But obviously, I'm going to get more for Waddle than I am Nico Collins.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Yeah. It's all fair.
I like Palmer. It's funny. I work with a guy who's a Chargers fan, so obviously like he likes Palmer. So I feel like I am exposed to more Palmer hype than anyone out there, but I feel like people are a little low on him because like, I mean, he's had a good camp, he gets open, and like that team doesn't have a lot of receiver depth behind Keenan Allen, and Mike Williams is a free agent after this year. So
T. Sizzle, I think, has been hurt.
Oh, yeah. Johnson's been hurt, and, like, Williams gets hurt, too. Like, there's a scenario where Palmer's playing as the number 2, like, this season.
Thanks.
Which makes him more worthwhile than Kadarius Toney, who I put at the bottom of the list to trigger people, hopefully.
He should be at the bottom of every list, unless it's, like, top lists. If it's, like, top 10, don't even
This man's, like, he's, like, good. I'm just going to stop being a sports fan.
Who's good?
Same,
If
probably.
Tony is like good, I'm gonna have to hang him up because clearly I failed.
But he's gonna be really good.
This is I'm putting my foot down as my stamp of disapproval, like I did with Justin Jefferson last year.
Whoa,
and immediately blew up in my face.
That's why I picked up some of these guys that we've been like.
That is what happens
in
when you focus too much on one thing and ignore everything else.
Get to enjoy it.
I don't think we're doing that with Tony.
I did.
Tony, obviously,
I don't think he's going to be good. I'm on board with you guys, but I'm just saying in a few different leagues, I don't think you understood the point I made. But I guess not.
That's fine. That's all I got for these receivers. That's all I got for these rookies.
For the rookies, indeed.
Like,
Alrighty. We appreciate y'all for watching. If you want to watch videos that pertain to redraft, you will for sure. Subscribe to the channel, like, comment, share as well. But yeah, definitely check out the videos on the channel. Talked about players to target, players to stay away from. Talked about the divisions for a little while there as well. We got my guys coming here shortly in the coming weeks before the season starts, of course. So just pay attention, put your notification bell on if you're still watching. If you aren't, oh fuck you. And yeah, that's first choice fantasy, right?
Is it?
There's